Hey, your end time watchman back with you. We're still on the propaganda issues. I said that it's being used today to support and justify political actions and ideologies. Okay? Now, let me give you an example. The redefinition of it arose because the Soviet Union and Germany's government under Hitler admitted explicitly using propaganda favoring respectfully communism and Nazism in all forms of public expression. Okay, these ideologies were empathetic to liberal Western society. The negative feelings toward them came to be projected into the word propaganda in and of itself. Okay, now let's move on. Roderick Henry argues that propaganda exists on the political left and the right, mainstream centrist parties. Henry further argues that debates about most social issues can be productively revisited in the context of asking what is and what is not propaganda. Okay. See, all right. I'm going to drive a stake right there and let me mark that so I don't lose it. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try to rationalize what most of you that subscribe to my channel and CV1122s and all that, and Martin and all these other great patriots, and I can't name them all, but okay. We have to be able to disseminate. We have to be able to draw a line in the sand as to what's truth, right? Okay? So, what you have to do is you have to realize that truth is truth. Truth is not relative. It's not whatever you think, whatever you want. Okay? Okay, so if you're fighting against the New World Order and you want to be able to stand against propaganda, you have to base where you got your truth from and what you stand on versus what you hear as propaganda. Okay. I base what I know to be truth from the Bible, from the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights. It's just that simple. That's what I base what I do every day on. That's what I base what I believe and what I don't believe. So having said that, you have to just make this decision for yourself as you watch this old boy. Okay? I have to know the truth in order to be able to tell what the lies are and the propaganda. So make that decision. Base it on what your foundation is or what you stand on. And that will enable you to be able to spot the propaganda, to be able to not accept propaganda for truth from your emotions, but to be able to dispel that and not let it get inside of your mind and into your spirit, but to discard it and to fight against it and to stand for what's truth, you see. Them days are just about gone with America through the mass propaganda. Propaganda is bullshit peddled for truth. God forgive me for that word, but that's just what it is. And I tell you, there's masses of people that are eating doo-doo with a dirty spoon and believing that it's truth and that it's good food for them because they do not have the intellect nor the fortitude to distinguish between propaganda and truth. Because everything they base their life on is emotion and not intellect. You see? Let's move on. Propaganda also has much common with public information campaigns by the governments which are intended to encourage or discourage certain forms of behavior, such as wearing seat belts, not smoking, littering, and so forth. Again, the emphasis is more political than propaganda. Propaganda can take a form of leaflets, posters, TV, radio broadcasts, extend to other mediums. In the case of the United States, there's also an important legal imposed by law distinguish between advertising a type of overt propaganda and what the Government Accountability Office refers to as covert propaganda. Okay? See, there's supposed to be a law against this. But as I've said before in my previous videos, the people that are in the office of the United States today, the majority of them, that are in the power and on their power trips, they could care less about going by the law. They think they're above the law, and you and I know it, that what I'm telling you is a true statement. That ain't propaganda what I'm telling you. They don't go by the Constitution. They don't go by the laws that were set forth and put by our founding fathers. They think that the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence is out of date, and statements that are being made today, and I'll prove it to you by the article coming up on these other videos, that there's a certain usurper that is going to be inaugurated on Tuesday, that he said that he's come to bring a new Declaration of Independence. Well, damn it, I don't want a new one. I want to go by the one we got. I want to go by the Constitution. That's what I want to go by. And that's what any patriot wants to go by. We need to get back to that document and not start no new documents. But, like I said, propaganda. You know? You have people that they have their hair. They have his name wrote in their hair. And I got to be real careful. But anyway. Alright, listen. Journalistic theory generally holds that news items should be objective, giving the reader an accurate background and analysis of the subject at hand. On the other hand, they don't do it today. What they should do is give you actually what happened and let you decide what it is and who it is that is right and wrong. They do not do that. They promote their agenda. Why do you think Fox News has to say every 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes or very often fair and balanced? It's because they're not. They're not fair and balanced. They're paid cronies is what they are. They have a career, and if they have to lie to keep their cushy job and cushy money, that's what they'll do to you. They'll lie to you just to keep their cushy job and their money. It doesn't matter how it affects or harms the populace. See, truth can hurt your feelings. But truth is what makes a person have the intellectual capability to keep knowing what's right and what's wrong. Okay? Do you understand me? Let's move on. Normally they use only subtle propaganda techniques and not the more obvious ones used in traditional commercial advertisements. If the reader believes that a paid advertisement is in fact a news item, the message the advertiser is trying to communicate will be more easily believed or internalized. It's kind of like these commercials, all for just $19.95. Every friggin' thing today on an infomercial is $19.95. Number one, I know it ain't worth a crap to start with. Number two, this cannot be purchased in stores because there'll be an accountability when that piece of crap's tore up before you ever get started using it, and you, by God, can go back and demand your money back. See, but they put out a money-back guarantee, less shipping and handling. Watch this. Let me dispel that propaganda. The shipping and handling, they've already made their profit. That's why they don't give you back the shipping and handling. Okay? Anyway, let's move on. Such advertisements are considered obvious examples of covert propaganda because they take on the appearance of objective information rather than the appearance of propaganda, which is misleading. Alright, watch this. Federal law mandates that in an advertisement appearing in the format of news must state the item in fact is a paid advertisement. You see? Bush administration has been criticized for allegedly producing and disseminating covert propaganda in the form of television programs aired in the United States which appeared to be legitimate news broadcasts, didn't include information signifying the programs were not generated by a private sector news source. See? Example. Bush did it. Obama's doing it. Senators and congressmen turn a blind eye to it, and they do it when they get up there. Barney Frank, Chris Dodd, prime example. Maxine Waters, prime example. On one hand in 2004, I made the videos. They said, leave Fannie and Freddie alone. They're not in danger of collapsing. Franklin Raines, that stupid idiot, stood right there and said everything was good. Then here we have the bailout for Fannie and Freddie now. And they're up there trying to scold people about this, about Fannie and Freddie, when their ass was on the oversight. God forgive me, help me, Lord, quit saying these dirty words. They was on the oversight committee, and they said nothing was wrong. Then they want to come out and say that they didn't know nothing about it. While Barney Frank was having a homosexual escapade with his daggum lover from Fannie and Freddie, whichever one it was from. That's what I'm saying, propaganda. End Time Watchman to be back. I got to cool off.